All right, so this one comes right from the Canon website. And if you're a Canon R5C user, you should be very, very excited. Oh, and hey, if you find this video useful, do me a favor and please hit that like and subscribe button down below. It makes a gigantic difference in allowing me to keep this channel going and keep bringing you content like this. And I was looking around the Canon R5 site and I saw a release for Canon Firmware 1.0.4.1. Now, what's interesting about this is this isn't available for download yet, but the specs are available on the Canon website. And there is a really exciting thing here that I wanted to tell you about. Now, sadly, I know the first thing you're gonna ask about is C-Log 2. C-Log 2 does not look like it's going to be included on the next firmware update for the Canon R5C. However, there is a firmware update that comes out that will address, in my opinion, the single biggest obstacle to the Canon R5C in its current form. And that is the terrible, terrible battery life as it works with the Cinema OS in the Canon R5C. And so that's right, it looks like we will be getting a power save mode during 4K shooting on the Canon R5C. Now, this is an absolute game changer because as it stands right now, the R5C is essentially useless if you want to use just its internal battery. And what this means is now you have a situation where maybe you can actually unlock that true hybrid potential where you don't have to put an additional battery or V-mount on there to really run and gun with this camera and get incredible photos and all the video aspects that you want to have and have some kind of realistic battery performance associated with the camera. And the good news is, if you look at past this prologue, the Canon R5 also implemented something like very similar to this in its pass-through firmware update that really greatly improved the Canon's performance because the Canon R5 was able to deal with the overheating issues and some of the battery issues through firmware updates. So there's a lot of reason to believe that Canon will be able to, I'm not saying we're going to break the bank here on battery life, but the idea that we could have some kind of realistic expectation of battery life in the Canon R5C could be very, very, very welcome if you are a user of this camera. So while this hasn't been officially released yet, the fact that it's on the Canon website means that I am cautiously very pumped up by this. There's also a couple of other really, really cool aspects about this. The other big one besides the battery is going to be improved face detection autofocus. This is something, as a Canon R5 user, I would love to see the R5C get that AF a little bit better, and it looks like on the face detection AF, there's going to be an improvement on that. There's also going to be some things like enable 2x magnification when shooting in 8K and MP4, waveform monitor and vector scope magnification, improvement in clear scan shutter mode, and some other aspects like that. So all things considered, if you are a Canon R5C user, hold on because it looks like there's going to be an awesome, awesome firmware update coming very soon according to the Canon website. I do not know when it'll be released. If you go to the site, you can't download it yet. That's important to know. But the fact that the text is up tells me that it's coming. So keep your eye on it because it's going to greatly change how you operate and run and gun with your Canon R5C. Anyway, guys, I just wanted to share this with you. Love to hear what you have to say about this. Please leave any notes and comments down below. And yeah, go out there, keep on shooting. And yeah, I'll talk to you soon.